What up? What up? This is Jamarcus Traham, known as Jay with the NBA on social media, and this is Money Mondays. All right, this is the last episode of our money circulation series. This is part 4. All right, I wanted to give a overall kind of like summary of money circulation. All right, kind of like the evolution of money and how it we circulate money in this country. All right. So what I want you to know, what is money? Like, what does something have to do to qualify as money? Because different things have been counted as money in this country, right? So money has to be something that is valuable. It has to be portable, meaning you can carry it. It has to be divisible, right? Because in times we had problems with stuff that's not divisible, like we got a big unit of something and we need to break it down into smaller units. So money has to become divisible. It also, of course, has to be a means of exchange from one thing to the next. It has to be trustworthy. Everything is built on trustworthy. Like, this is money. I trust in the fact that this is money, that this is valuable, that the person who gives it to me stands by it. All right. And also, money has to be in limited supply. If you could just make all the money in the world, or whenever you feel like it's not worth anything. But I'll get more to that later. All right. So, the history of this country, for as far as I can go back, bartering is where we started off. Right. Before there was no coins and no dollars or anything like that, we bartered things. That means if I had asset A and you had asset B, and I wanted asset B and you wanted asset A, we bartered, we switched, we found a way to trade, right? When people had cattle and other people had crops, or crops and textile or different materials, things like that, they simply traded. They found, I guess they kind of guesstimated what was equal for this as opposed to that, and they bartered. They swapped it out. All right. The thing is, there was obvious problems when they had things that just couldn't equivalate one thing to the next, right? So from bartering, we went to trade records, right? Now, most people they overlook this part. They probably heard about bartering, but trade records is advanced bartering, right? Trade records is the beginning of accounting, where I might not give you all 10 of the things that equal to my one thing at a time, but I'm going to keep a record of it. So, for instance, if you give me one cow and I'm trading that one cow for 10 barrels of wheat, right? Well, you don't necessarily have to give me all 10. I might not be able to carry all 10 back with me. So, what I'll do, we'll trade that one cow and I'll give you one or two things of wheat, and I'll put you in my ledger. And every time you send me some wheat, I'll put that a part of my trade record. Right? I'll make an X for another one until I get to 10, and I know that you satisfied your trade. Right? So that was like the beginning of accounting. So you wouldn't have to necessarily carry all this stuff that equal that back and forth. But hey, just send it once a month or whatever, and then we'll keep record of it until you're done. That's the beginning of trade records. From there, I guess, I don't know, some people must have got gypped or didn't get their money or didn't get their product that they wanted. So we switched to coinage, dealing with coins, gold coins, silver coins, things like that, right? Because we figure here in trade records, this system, we need a common ground. So coinage, giving out coins, is when they first saw this means of exchange, right? This is when you're like, you know what? You stack your money up, I'm gonna stack my money up. If I need something, I'm gonna buy it from you in coins. If you need something, you're gonna buy it from me in coins. It literally became that means of exchange, right? The only problem is, just like the government now, the government back then got greedy, right? It started debasing the coins. Right? To debase a coin means to do stuff purposely to make it lose value. So when we was in coins, what they would do is cut the coins, right? Like if it was 100% silver, they would bust it down. They would put some aluminum in there, right? Then they went from 3/4 silver and 1/4 aluminum to 1/4 silver and 3/4 aluminum. Like they were just constantly just debasing the coins and trying to so they can stretch it out so they can make more and more and more and more coins, right? So of course they lose trust in that system, right? So from there, it got worse really when we went to banknotes, right? Banknotes is what we know is paper currency, right? The dollar, the peso, the won if you're in Japan, the yen if you're in Japan, the won if you're in China, the German franc, the euros. Those are all paper currencies. Those are banknotes. Some people call them IOUs. The banknotes is, hey, I'll give you this paper IOU note, but I have a supply of gold that's redeemable, or you can redeem silver for this note, right? It was an IOU, right? It was good at first, especially in America, until 1971. In 1971, Nixon took us off the gold standard. The gold standard was I only can print X amount of dollars for each ounce of gold, right? It might have been 10 to 1. Or what it did was it limited the amount of paper that was in rotation because it had to be tied to a certain amount of gold. And if we didn't have that amount of gold, we couldn't send out that many amount of notes, right? So what it did was your dollar would actually meant something before 1971 because it was actually backed by something tangible, which was pure gold. Well, Nixon ex-nayed that, chop, chop, chop. Now, you go left, paper money, you go right, right? So now our banknotes are not backed by anything. It's just paper, right? That's why I say money is not real. It's not backed by anything, right? The only thing is you think the government is trustworthy enough to honor it. And as long as everybody thinks that the government is going to honor their dollar, or the place that I'm going to spend it at is going to honor it, then it keeps working. When it doesn't, it's not going to work anymore. Right? So from banknotes, we go to digital money. And I would say probably after the year 2000, maybe, that's when you really start seeing digital money. Like for the last 20 years, digital money has constantly picked up. You know, you got the Zelles now. You got the Cash Apps, credit cards just boom more and more and more. PayPal. Now you got Bitcoin, altcoins, and all those cryptocurrencies. All digital money, which means no physical money is even being transferred like it used to be. Right? If the Federal Reserve want to send money to one of the 5 major branches, they get on the computer, hit a button, hit enter, and send it, right? Everything's all digital now, right? It's just in a digital ledger, right? So this is kind of the evolution of money and how it just went to where we are now. But the thing that has remained the same is that our money is a medium of exchange. What that means is money is not made or lost. It's just simply transferred from one thing to the next, right? So with that being said, if you look right here, party A wants to buy something, so they send the money to party B, right? Or party B wants to buy something and they send the money back to party A, or they can send it to party C, the next person, right? So if you erase party A and put a company, and then you erase party B and put individual, you'll see the company pays the individual a salary, right? Then you say the individual turns around and spend that salary on other companies, right? So it's just a constant circulation of money, right? So you need to understand money wasn't really designed to be parked. That's why savings is not just a good idea. And I know you keep hearing me saying it. savings is okay, but it's not really the design of money. Money is meant to be transferred. Even from it, it's meant to be a medium of exchange. Just transfer from one asset to the next asset. Right? So, what you can do, like I said, find ways to buy more and more assets so you can just have your money funneled from asset to asset to asset to asset, and you'll see that it'll grow better than just having it sit in an account. Right? Even if you lose on some, you'll gain on the other ones, and it'll actually be more in the end than you would have got as interest in the savings account. All right? Again, me personally, I only save enough until I have enough money to buy another asset. Right? Because I know money is currency. It's meant to keep flowing. Right? So this is the part 4 of my money circulation, and this is like the evolution of money and how it went from its beginnings and what it's really meant for. It's meant to be something of value. It's meant to be portable, like you can carry it, right? It has to be divisible, right? Which takes barter out of it. A lot of time you can't be divisible, right? It's meant to be trustworthy. That's why the trade records was messed up. Your records might be different than mine, right? Well, coinage, if you get too much, it's not portable anymore, right? And then the government wasn't trustworthy because their coins wasn't as valuable because they was debasing them. They was mixing up 3/4 of silver and 1/4 aluminum. They switched it around to 3/4 aluminum and 1/4 silver. So the coins literally didn't have the same value, right? Banknotes, soon as they separated it from gold, there wasn't the same value anymore, right? So if you look at these things, this is what money should be, right? And these are, again, you're transferring it from one purse to the next, right? So this is how it's circulating, right? So again, this is Jay with the MBA. This is a little simple lesson about the evolution of money and how money is just meant to circulate. It's not meant to park. Peace.